afternoon, good evening or good night, depending on where in the world you're tuning in to Remarkable. It's the 1st of December, which means the Christmas Pinterest Diaries. I have my first installment of the Christmas Pinterest Diary. This is what I'm planning on making. It is a beautiful cinnamon and dried apple and dried orange wreath. I'm a dehydrated maniac. This is going to be quite exciting because there is no better time in the year than Christmas, with Christmas decorations, Christmas smells, Christmas foods, Christmas presents. What I had to do was I had to use the internet to find pine cones. I searched high and low in parks all over the county. Okay, I went to 2 parks in the county and I tried to find pine cones and acorns and chestnuts. Didn't find any of those, but I spent $6.99 and bought a box of pine cones. I have fruit drying out. I have my pine cones ready to be used. Let's do this. I had to research a few different pins before I began this. One being how to dry out fruit, which I've never done before and might actually do again because it seems to be quite a fun process. Typed it into our favourite Pinterest and found this one. This lady creates different types of dried oranges. There's one with cloves and stuff. She also gives detail into what they look like throughout different stages of aging processes. And what you will need. Oranges, in brackets, very important. A sharp knife, also very important as you will probably need to be cutting the oranges. Tea towel or kitchen paper. Now, we don't buy kitchen paper, so I'm using nice Christmassy tea towels. A fork, got my fork. Most importantly, an oven preheated to 110 degrees Celsius, or if your oven allows to put it lower. Drying time in the oven is approximately 2 to 3 hours, possibly longer. Optional icing sugar, powdered gelatin or whole cloves. I don't have any of those, so we're just going to use oranges. So oven dried orange slices. Now, let us begin. She starts off by cutting the orange this way. Understandable because no one does not want to lose one's fingers. Right, that one's going to be ugly. Understandable that these have to be nice and thin. Oh, look, that's like cutting a loaf of bread. Difficult. Oh, that one there, very thick. That'll probably take 2 days to dry. Oh, it's not easy to cut, is it? So then you have to dry off the excess. Otherwise it gets too sticky and it takes longer to dry apparently. Which is kind of understandable. Place them on the oven tray. And I'm just going to cut some more now. So I want to fill this tray. There's a reason not to buy cheap oranges, it's because they are like acid. I'm pretty surprised I still have teeth in my head right now. Yay! So I've cut all my oranges up and they look okay apart from this one which seems to have got a bit thick-skinned. Place it beside a pine cone, you're never gonna know. Put these into the oven at 100 degrees for about an hour and then turn them over and cook them for another hour to dry them out, obviously. It would appear that drilling through the shells of nuts is a lot more difficult than it seems. Out of my 900 grams, in the last 20 minutes or so, I have drilled through, what's that, maybe 9. There's about 3/4 on the floor. I have a lot left to go. Okay, so I'm going to try another almond. See, when you put them in the vise, you can't hold them too tight because the shell breaks. Then you can't drill down too hard because the shell breaks. But you can't go too fast because the shell breaks. Another one down, a lot more to go. A little word of advice, something I have just figured out. I have been drilling through the nut on its flat side, which was causing them all to break. So I decided, right, let's just try and go down through the top. So much better. So hole at the top and hole at the bottom, obviously. And it worked so much better and it didn't break, and it was about 10 times faster. So let's hope this works, because I just got 3 nuts drilled in about 2 minutes instead of 1 nut in 15. So we're doing okay. Who knew that drilling through shells was going to be such a piece of work? It's very tiring, a very slow process. I cut my thumbnail. If I didn't have gel nails on, I think I would have drilled right through my thumb. Gross. But what I am going to show you now, unfortunately, if I don't break it before I get to show you, is not the finished product, but it's a quarter of the way there, because it's quite a fiddly thing to do. But I just want to show you what I'm aiming for. I have oranges there, and then nuts, and then I'm going to hang the pine cones like this. Really pretty and really, really simple, although quite fussy to do. But on a scale of 1 to would I make it again? 10, yes I would, but I would maybe use glue guns and wires and things so that I could stick them rather than drilling, because drilling's quite hard. Then I tried to drill the pine cones, not easy, that's why they're dangling like this. But yeah, once I get this finished and I have a whole wreath, well no, a whole garland of oranges and nuts and pine cones put on my tree, I think it's going to look quite nice.